Did you know when your toddler experiences a tantrum, they release the same amount of stress hormone than if adult would have just gotten into a car accident? When I learned that fun fact, I was amazed because honestly, my son has been throwing a lot more tantrums than usual. He's at 16 months. They usually peak between 18 to 24 months. And I started to go down the rabbit hole. What is actually going on in my child's brain when this is happening? So first thing first, it is completely normal for kids to have tantrums. What's not normal is having a kid behave like an adult 24/7. So don't ever think my kid's bad, my kid doesn't listen. Maybe they don't at times, but tantrums is a normal part of development. Right now, they primarily use only the right side of the brain, which is all emotion based. The left side doesn't fully get developed until they are an adult. But especially right now at this age, it's very hard for them to reason. And once I understood how big tantrums is for them. So I used to be like, oh, they're being dramatic or they're just not listening. But when you understand that their body is actually going through so much stress, it makes me sympathize a lot more. And a couple tips I've learned through this process is trying to stay as calm as possible. And I know this is hard because you feel like everyone's looking at you, especially if it's out in public. But co-regulation is really important. The calmer you can be, the calmer they can be. The second tip I learned is name it to tame it. So for example, I know you're mad because you want to continue playing the park. So naming that emotion that they're feeling, instead of being like, no, we have to go, you always do this, I'm not going to bring you to the park no more. Actually naming that emotion is really important. And number three, one thing I did that has been really helpful is I taught my son a little bit of sign language. So a lot of the times they're having these meltdowns because they're trying to communicate something with us that they can't fully articulate. So sometimes my son will sign help or all done. He's like crying and he's like all done. But it's really helpful because tantrums are they're just trying to communicate something and they're just frustrated. But honestly, learning that fun fact about the car accident, like their body is going through so much stress, same as if an adult just experienced a car accident, it literally changed my entire perspective on tantrums. So I hope these tips help. Follow me for more of these tips on toddlers. If you want to learn more about the brain, I love studying the child's brain, comment down below.